What are teams doing? That's an interesting topic. The Bears, they played really well, Chicago. Um, they played Dallas and they played great. Their defense played great. Um, Dak Prescott, like he needs to obviously do better. Because, really, you're playing an 0-2 team. And yes, the Chicago Bears, it looks like what they're showing is that they have the potential to be a playoff team, to go to the playoffs. And they're showing that potential. Now, however, with that said, Dallas, what team are they? Obviously, we know that they should have gave Parkins the like a deal, right? We know that they didn't. That was their mistake. But other than that, their offense. Obviously, when they played the Eagles, their offense looked, pretty good. When they faced the Giants, again, their their offense looked pretty good. But here is a 0-2 team. And again, other than what I said earlier about Chicago, how you are getting, a sneak peek on what they can be. It's an 0-2 team. You're going to lose that bad to an 0-2 team. Seriously, there's a lot for the Cowboys to discuss going into next week. If you lose to an 0-2 team, fine, because it's the beginning of the season. Teams are still trying to catch, traction. They're still, going, whatever. But not that bad. And Dak Prescott, a veteran quarterback, should know better. He threw 2-3 interceptions, if I'm not mistaken. It's just he did not really look. The offense did not really look really that good. Now, hats off to the Bears defense. They showed up and showed out. And they were like, we're not going to have a repeat of what happened last week. They really showed up to play. Going back to the Cowboys defense, their defense has not been there. You go every single game, the first, second, and now this one. Their defense is giving up points. And there was one touchdown, can't remember what quarter it was. It was the second half where there was a touchdown to DJ Moore. DJ Moore, it looked like Kalen Williams had to scramble a bit out the pocket. But DJ Moore runs his route, and it's like none of the Cowboys on defense saw him at all. It was almost like he was a ghost. There was at least two guys that I saw when they played the replay. I saw two guys from Dallas that could have picked DJ Moore up. None of them saw DJ Moore run his route and run to the back of the end zone. How pathetic is that? And I'm a Bears fan. I'm happy that the Bears won. I'm really happy. But for the other team, for Dallas, seriously, like that is pathetic. If I'm a Dallas fan, I'm going, that is pathetic. There is no reason why defenders, there's no reason. Like, if I'm the head coach, I'm telling both of those that could have picked him up, hey, you should have picked DJ Moore up. How did you let him, get by you like he was a ghost, like you didn't see him? Moving on to Green Bay, that game was literally a defense game, and I love those games. I love seeing, two defenses, just punching it, just going at it. I love watching those games. And I know they're not as exciting or as entertaining, but actually, tell you the truth, they actually can be if you just have a different perspective of it. It's really fun watching defenses, hold the offense to just, a touchdown or two. That tells you that they have a really good defense. Unfortunate for the Packers, they had to take a loss in that game. But, like hats off to the Browns, how they got the win there. Obviously, I feel like the win should have went to the Packers. Obviously, there was a few things that happened towards the end that gave the Browns the win there. But again, the Packers defense, they're a solid defense. I mean, and I'll go back to what I said last week in fantasy football. You want now, yes, there's going to be defenses that are probably could outscore Green Bay, like on defense from time to time. But here's something that I've learned on fantasy, for defense. This is the league that we are in right now. Defenses, they're going to give points up. That's just going to happen. So instead of taking a defense that's going to get, like a lot of fantasy points, which you could, there's nothing wrong with that. I would rather take a defense that's going to be consistent, maybe give points up, but is always going to get around 3 sacks per game, maybe an interception or 2 per game, because you lose points when they give up points to the offense. You lose points, but you gain points back whenever they get a sack or an interception. And so it kind of like evens out a bit. It's just Green Bay's defense. That's what I see from them, is they're a defense that, they might give up some points, but they're not going to lose the game. And they're going to have at least 1 sack per game, if not 2 or 3 sacks per game, with 1 interception per game. And that's just Green Bay's defense this year. They're that good. So I like what Green Bay is doing. I don't like what the Cowboys are doing. And we might be seeing sneak peeks of how good the Bears can be. And I look forward to seeing more. My top 15, starting at top 5. Bills, Packers, Eagles, not much change there. Then the Lions. The Lions beat the Ravens, and they played really good. And then, so that is the reason why I took the Ravens out of number 1. But Ravens are my 5th team. At 6, I have the Chargers, the Buccaneers. They keep winning. I moved them up to 7. 8, 49ers. Yeah, they, win too, but, I just felt like the Buccaneers were better. And then 9, Colts, and 10, Rams. They moved up as well, even though they lost. And at number 11, I have the Steelers. They moved up. The Vikings went back in at number 12. Not only did they win, they won pretty big. Seattle, I put them in at 13. They won huge. The Bears, I put them in at 14. They won pretty big against the Cowboys. And then Washington. I put Washington back in because, again, they won their game as well. I'm coming unhinged, going to make analysts cringe. Time for you to get hinged. Find forgiveness if you man so we can make amends. How about them Bears? Yes, I said it. How about them Bears? They looked fantastic playing the Cowboys. The Cowboys looked like trash. They need a lot to work on. All right, I already said that in the last segment, but you know me, I am a Bears fan, and it looks like, baby, they're coming out to play. They're making a statement saying, hey, don't forget about us, NFL. We're here. We're here. We're coming to play. We're showing that we're a playoff team, baby. This is the potential that we have, and we want you to know about it, baby. How about them, interceptions that they made, the, touchdowns that Caleb Williams threw? Oh, baby, he played good. And I was a doubter. I really was. I will be honest, I was one of them Bear fans that kind of doubted Caleb Williams. Well, he is showing the potential. He really is. Russell Wilson and the Giants. I mean, come on. Yes, okay. Kansas City's defense is pretty good. Like and I figured that they would struggle a bit because they struggled against Washington. Washington has a good defense. And I was like, and Dallas does not. Their defense is nowhere to be found in games. Washington, good defense. They struggled. Kansas City has a good defense. They struggled, right? But I mean, seriously, come on. You got to be joking. You can't be, telling me that you're going to struggle every time that you play a top tier defense. I mean, seriously. You have Russell Wilson. You have Neighbors. I mean, I don't know who else they got, but, and they don't really have any offensive line. Whenever they face, a strong defense, it's like that offensive line, it's like Russell Wilson has to, he can't see the field because he's worried that he's going to be sacked. They're always swarming around him. It's like he knows that when he faces these tough defenses, he doesn't have enough time to throw the ball. And he knows that. I think that the head coach should be under fire. I mean, in the hot seat of potential, hey, if you don't do something to turn this season around, you're out. I mean, I never really liked the Giants head coach anyways. Their defense, can they tackle? I mean, seriously, can the Giants tackle? Like, I don't know. You tell me, can they tackle? Let's let the game film decide. I mean, what I saw yesterday is that they cannot tackle at all. They're horrible. You know, their defense needs to play better. Their offense needs to play better. Look, I'm not hopping off the Russell Wilson wagon just yet. The Giants are just that bad. I don't think it's his fault. I really believe that it's the head coach. And I know the NFL is going to disagree. I know there's going to be analysts who disagree with me. So what? I don't like, let's get rid of the head coach, put a new head coach in there, and then let's talk, right? And then let's talk if Russell Wilson, hey, how about this? Let's get some protection and let's get a running back, and then let's get a few more receivers, and then let's, talk about if Russell Wilson is finished, if he's just too old to be in the NFL, or, because he's still throwing bombs down the field. I mean, let's talk about Aaron Rodgers for a sec. Nobody is saying Aaron Rodgers is washed up. I mean, last week, now yes, this week Aaron Rodgers, played very well. Last week, did he play very well? Well, he played a little so-so last week, but nobody has been saying, oh, Aaron Rodgers could be washed up. I mean, they were saying that when he was on the Jets, but nobody's saying that now. And let's just go back to the fact that Russell Wilson brought the Steelers to the playoffs last season. Did they win? No. But they made the playoffs. And so it's like, let's give Russell Wilson let's give him more opportunities. Let's just hold off on saying that he's finished. Let's wait until the end of the season. How horrible is that? Let's just wait till the end of the season to see if Russell Wilson is just done or, that's what I think. But regardless, I do not like the head coach of the Giants. He stinks. It's just, I think there was a lot of plays. I mean, I think he's just a bad play caller. Like, I honestly, I don't think he had a good game plan on what to do versus Kansas City, is what I'm saying. And that's, I did not see a well put together game plan by the Giants head coach. I didn't. Um, and so I think they could definitely do better as the head coach. And in fact, the entire team. They need protection. They need a better defense. Yeah, their defense can get after the quarterback, but that's not going to matter if their defense gives up points, which they didn't give up many points. But they still, I mean, they lost. They're 0-3. And it's like, really? Really? I mean, at this point, I think he should be on the hot seat along with the Dolphins head coach. He should, and I bet you he is. The Dolphins head coach is probably on that hot seat, and he should be. But I believe that instead of Russell Wilson being on the hot seat, which a lot of people are going to disagree, I think the head coach should be on that hot seat. It's time for Sunday, Monday, and Thursday night football. Let's get to it. So, starting with Thursday night football, the Dolphins versus the Bills. Now, just talking about the first half alone, the Dolphins did not really look it just looks like they have a team on paper that should be better. And yet they're 0-3. And so therefore the head coach of the Miami Dolphins is probably on the hot seat. I mean, let's just be real. I think the Giants head coach should be on the hot seat as well. But let's look at the facts here. You can't, in this NFL league, you can't build a team full of small, short people and expect to win very many games. Now, there's nothing wrong being short. I'm short. That's probably a reason why I never really did football. I'm short. And I love short guys. In fact, I love hearing about David versus Goliath. It's, it's a story that is told even today, and especially in sports. But not every short guy is a David. There's certain attributes that David had that some short people don't have. There's just some things, like David had courage, but he also, had God on his side. Let's just be real. But other than that, it's just not every short guy is a David. We got to be realistic. And so the Dolphins, not everybody on that team is short, but they have two really small receivers. Their quarterback is a little short. Nothing wrong with a short quarterback or, short receiver, but you can't have like a whole bunch of guys that are short. I mean, if you have like one or two guys here and there, yeah, that's all right. But in today's league, you're just not going to win very many football games with having a squad full of short people on your team. It doesn't matter how good they are. There's nothing against Tua. There's nothing against Waddle. There's nothing against, the other guys. It's just when you build a team that is like the average is around 5'8", like it's really In today's, NFL, it's just not going to happen. Um, but other than that, their offense, you know, their offense needs a lot of work. Um, yeah, they scored some touchdowns, but really, let's get real. NFL offenses today typically score more points than that. The Bills, they played excellent. That's why, I still have them where I have them in my top 15. They're just a good team. They're a good team. They're a well built team. Um, that's just the simple fact. They have all the pieces that the Dolphins do not have right now. And that's just a simple fact. And then is the Miami Dolphins head coach? Yeah, I believe should be on the hot seat. Is he a good head coach? Okay, maybe he had one or two good seasons, but since then, where have the Dolphins been? And especially this season, 0-3, and their defense not really that great as well. So it's just, and then one other thing that I saw that the guys on TV said that, the receivers, like there was nobody open. But the one thing that I saw is play after play. And this is just, first half alone. Play after play, throw after throw. Just check down, check down, check down, check down, check down. Just check it down to his safety belt, his, safety belt. And so it's like you got like 10, 15, maybe 20 plays. A handful of those plays are running plays, but most of them you're throwing the football and you can't find anybody downfield. I mean, that to me is either there was nobody open like they mentioned, or maybe there's a problem with Tua being able to see the field, being able to be confident enough to, make those throws down the field based on what he's seeing. There was a short clip that they showed, a short replay where, and this is where they said that there was nobody open, but I saw a receiver break away, like running his route, break away, and he had the defender beat by 1 to 2 steps. I mean, yes, that's tight coverage, but sometimes as a starting quarterback, sometimes you just have to be like, oh, okay, it's tight coverage, but hey, the receiver, he's got the defender beat. I need to trust the receiver and throw it, there. You can't always be checking it down to your safety belt. Like, yes, there's a reason why your safety belt is there. So you can check it down to him when there's nobody open, and he can, but, in a defense that plays tight, that is not going to give you room. Like, here's what happened. They would check it down, and they could not do anything. There's times when, a quarterback, checks it down, and the receiver is able to get 5, maybe 7 yards out of that, right? That did not happen for the Miami Dolphins. He would check it down. They would only get 3 yards out of it, at most. and so it's like in a defense that is that good, you need to, it's just one of those things that I see in the NFL. It's like when you're facing a defense that good, you need, as a quarterback, maybe you need to be trying something else. Like maybe you need to try, putting the ball down, like whenever a receiver does have a step or two ahead of the defender, maybe just, so, but it's not just all on Tua. It's not like I do believe it's a team effort. I do believe the defense needs a lot of work. The offense needs a lot of work. Maybe there needs to be somebody different at the head coaching. Sunday night football. Giants versus the Kansas City Chiefs. Neither team really looked that good. The Kansas City Chiefs won. Obviously, they showed that they were the better team. The Giants defense really, they're really not that tough of a defense. Yeah, they kind of can get after the quarterback a little bit, but I don't really see anything in that defense that really surprises me. That really says, hey, we're a top defense in this league. And so I believe that the Giants really have a lot to work on defense. There was no defense against Washington. There was no defense against the Cowboys, definitely. It was all a shootout in that game. And then there was a little more defense, in the Kansas City game, but I still, saw a problem with their tackling in the first quarter. And then just kind of throughout the game, I didn't really like what I saw from that defense, especially from the offense. And like I said earlier in Bewley Unleashed, now yes, that is just a segment, by the way. So, if you are getting upset about how the way that I said it, I can't do nothing there for you. I'm just going to have to say you're going to have to get over it. But anyways, I still stand with what I said there. It looks to me, anyways, and I know analysts are probably going to disagree with that, with what I'm saying, but I didn't see it. Russell Wilson needs, now I don't know, I'm not really seeing him, well, obviously last week this week he got sacked quite a bit. And so their offensive line needs help. Obviously, I don't think the analysts are going to talk about that. They're going to try to get people to believe that he is washed up, and maybe he is, but I would like to at least see one more full season of Russell Wilson. I mean, even though he had 2 interceptions, what I saw him still able to throw down the field, throw down that field. That doesn't say that he's washed up quarterback. I honestly, I did not like the play calling from the Giants head coach. I don't know if he's the best play caller. I didn't like their game plan for Kansas City. They should have had a better game plan. They should have, got it to Neighbors. I mean, he's your top receiver. He's like the best guy that you have, and you're not going to feed him the football. You're not going to find ways to. It's almost like they didn't even try to find ways to get him the football. Is your best player on that team. I mean, come on. If you're not going to find ways. Now, yes, I 100% am a guy that loves the quarterback when the quarterback feeds everybody. But I mean, you got, like, who else do they have? They don't really have anybody else on that team but Neighbors. He's like really their only receiver. And it's like they did nothing last night to adjust and to say, hey, we're going to find ways to get it to Neighbors. Or we're going to find ways to, call plays to get the ball out quicker out of Russell Wilson's hand. They didn't call those plays. I mean, Russell Wilson all night just, basically chucked it down to his safety belt. I mean, he kind of had to. But like, I don't, it's just, I didn't like the play calling at all. And they should have, saying, hey, that, nothing's working, let's, try to, do something different. And there was none of that. I mean, if football is a chess game and you're losing that chess game, well, obviously you have to make another move. You have to adjust your game. Right? I mean, I'm not a chess player, but I'm smart enough to figure out that if you're playing a chess game and your opponent, and you can feel that your opponent is beating, obviously, now, yeah, there are, some strategies out there that you kind of sometimes in chess, you make it look like your opponent is winning until, they make the wrong move or something. But, other than that, it's like, what I'm saying is, you're playing a game, you're not doing very well on offense, and you're not able to get the ball to your best player. That to me says that there's a lack of coaching. there was a lack of the play calling. It's just terrible, and the Giants should be a better team than this. They should be. And I know there's going to be a lot of talk that are going to talk about Russell Wilson is finished. I mean, that's the typical thing these days is if there's a quarterback that, doesn't do as well as we think that he should be doing, that's typical to just point the finger at that quarterback. But what's funny is it's like, well, I'll go back to when Caleb Williams wasn't doing good. It's like nobody was pointing the finger at Caleb Williams. Now, Caleb Williams has, like, against the Cowboys, he showed potential there. Like, I'm not saying, like, I like what I saw from Caleb Williams yesterday, right? Like I'm not saying, I mean, it's just, but go back to his rookie season and then go back to how he played in Detroit. It's just, and you're not, if you're not going to say like a quarterback like Caleb Williams, whenever he is playing bad, if you're not going to say that he needs more work, how can you, sit there and say and pick apart another quarterback, right? Like, let's be fair. Let's give a fair evaluation of all quarterbacks. That's all I'm saying. Let's give a fair evaluation of all teams, give a fair evaluation of all quarterbacks, all players, and all coaches. And let's really look at it. Is it really Russell Wilson, or is it just that the organization right now, the Giants organization, just really is not good right now? Like, maybe they don't have a good head coach. Maybe he should be on the hot seat, and that's all that I want to say about that. Kansas City, look, it's not like Kansas City played. I mean, they played better because they won, but not a whole lot better. They scored, a few touchdowns, but it's not like they're still not really showing me that they're the same Kansas City team. They're really not showing me that. And so it, I can say the same thing for Kansas City. It's like, I believe that dynasty has come to an end. I believe that there's a new dynasty that has come to town, and that's the Eagles.